Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today in this video I am going to show you how we can run Python code into our Android device. Now to do that we will use one application which is really available in Play Store, and we will download it into our device and we will see some basic example. And if some module is missing, actually first time we have to install all the module by using pip command. So here also we have to install all the module, and how we can install the module and we'll see. And finally we'll see how to fetch option chain data for Nifty and Bank Nifty into our Python code, and we'll try to track the option chain Nifty trend based on option chain analysis, and we'll keep recording with some time interval like 1 minute or 5 minute or any time interval, whatever you want you can set. So without delay, let's get started. Now let me go to the Play Store and we'll search for the application PyDroid. Now look at here, this is the application I'm going to use, and it's already installed into my device, that's why it says open. Otherwise you have to install it. So please go and install it, or you can use any other application, any other IDE for Python, that doesn't matter. Now let's go to the PyDroid application. Look at here, the PyDroid symbol here. So I'm opening the PyDroid application. Now in this portion we have to write the code, and look at the yellow button at the bottom. So this button is for run or compile the program. So first we write some code here and we will hit this button to run or compile the program. So let's try some basic. Let me print hello. Now this is the code. If we run the code, all we know it will print hello word only. So let hit the yellow button, and look at here, the hello word is printing here. So our Python programming working nicely. So let's go back, and now we'll see if some module is missing into our Android device, then how to install that particular module. Now look at here, at the top 3 line is there, so we'll tap on the 3 line and we'll get a menu. Now here we can see the pip is here, so we'll tap for pip. Now here we can write the library name or module name. If it's not installed into our system, then hit the install button, then it will install, and the text message will show here, the process will show here. So let's try to install pandas. Let me write. Now we'll hit the install button. Now look at here, it's installing and it's complete because I already installed it, that's why it's so quickly it says complete. Otherwise it will take 1 minute or depend on your network speed. Now let's go to the code editor and let me import the file I already have written here. Let me open the file ytracker, as I named at ytracker. Now we are in the main file, that is ytracker.py. Here I have written everything, so I will explain each and every line of the code here. And first we will see the output so that we can better understand the code. So look at here, the URL here, it is a Nifty option chain URL. So here I am just importing the option chain data for Nifty, and look at here how often we collect the data. Look at here, the 5 second, because of this video purpose. Otherwise we have to wait a lot of time. If I taking 5 minutes or 3 minutes, then we have to wait 3 minutes for next data. So I am taking for 5 seconds for this video purpose only. So let me run the file and let's see the output. look at here. First I just print the time, then total call y, then total put y, then trend. Trend is nothing but total put y minus total call y, that is the trend. Whether it is bullish or bearish, if trend is increasing, then we can say the Nifty is going to the bullish area, or if trend is decreasing, then we'll look for the put. That's the idea. Now look at here, the time is 13:21:52, that is 13 means 1. Look at the time of this device, 1:23, but here it is so 1:21, that is 2-minute delay. As we all know, the NSE side is delay with some 2 minutes or 3 minutes delay. So here it is, the time belongs to the NSE side, the times come from NSE side. This is not the device time. First of all, you should clear that. Now we can see how often NSE side is refreshed. The refresh rate, last refresh was 1:21, and then we can see here 1:22. So 1:22 we get some update. Look at the value of 1:21, the value changes with 1:21, so we can have update here. So the value is updating here, and we are getting so many time here because we are just try to fetch the data with every 5 seconds. That's why we are getting same data for a list of time. Now with some little modification we can manage, if NSE side will update the data, then only we will print the data. That much we can do with some little more modification of the code. So in that case there will be no repetition, or we won't get the same value, so that we can understand the trend in a better way. So now I will go through each and every line of code, and I will try to explain you so that you can understand what is my idea and how we did it. So before that, I want to tell you that one of my previous video which I already posted in my YouTube channel. So let me show you. Look at here. I have posted one video 4 months ago. This is a Nifty option chain with Python. So here I already explained how to import Nifty option chain data into your Python terminal, and how to format it in our well-known format, the option chain data. Now if you have not seen this video, then you can watch this video. Please go through once. So now let me come to the point. Now look at here. Here I will explain each and every details. Now here, look at here, the first module is request, and then pandas, and then time. I just import these 3 module because this is the required module for this project. So you all know what is request and what is pandas and what is time. Now in the next line I just mention the URL for option chain data. Now in here the URL is for Nifty option chain data. If we copy this URL and paste it to the browser, then we can see the data. So let me go to the browser. I already pasted it. Now let me refresh the page. Now look at here, this is the option chain data for Nifty. So all information related to the Nifty option chain is belongs to this URL. So we will import this URL for this project. Now here, look at here the headers, and without headers NSE India does not allow you to scrap any data. So we have to mention the header. Now here we book a session, session equal to request dot session. So here is a request module is needed. So and then I just have created one function, import data. In this function I just import the data from this URL, and here is it is request. I am requesting to get session. We book a session with the URL and header, and here we just collect the cookies of this particular page, and we get the data and we as a JSON format, and we store it into the response variable. So in response variable in this variable we just store all the value, all the data related to this URL into response. Now as a JSON file, now we will take a data frame, we will take a data frame of the response variable and is stored into the art data. Now we need to understand the JSON structure. So let me go to the browser and let me understand the JSON structure of the data belongs to this particular URL. Now in this browser, in this side we can understand the JSON structure of the data belongs to that particular URL. So let me open the data here, and we can get the keys of the JSON file. Now let's copy. Look at here, in this data we have two keys, that is records and filter. In filter part we can see the current expiry data. This is the data. In this data we will get all the data related to call and put, everything is there. And in call and in put we will get total open interest, that is total call OI and total put OI. And in record data we can see the expiry date and data and timestamp. So this is a very important keyword, that is timestamp. Here we can see in this variable the NSC update when it last update time. So in this timestamp we can see when NSC side get update last time. So we can use this timestamp and we'll get the total call OI and total put OI of the current expiry. So this is the data structure of this particular JSON file. So here it is. Look at here, in art data we just create a data frame of the response variable, and then in total call, look at here, in total call we just put the value of art data and filter, then CE and total OI, that is total call OI of current expiry. I just store it into the variable T underscore CE, that is total call open interest. And similarly in total put open interest we just put the total put open interest data into that particular variable. And for DT, that is date, in date variable we just store in record and timestamp, that is the last update time in NSC website. So now we calculate the trend. What is trend? Trend is equal to put minus call, that is total put open interest minus total call open interest. We just place into the variable trend. And in T, let me clear the screen, and in T variable we just place the dt dot split time with space, because in dt look at here, in the timestamp first it comes the date and then time. So we don't want the date, and we just concentrate on the time. So that's why I am taking the second one. Look at here, in time variable we just store t1, that is t1 means this is the variable t. If we split two argument with space, then first element is a 0th element and second element is 1th. So in the first entry we just get the date, and in second we just get the time. So we need to concentrate on the time. So I just put the second variable of time variable, that is the only time. And in COI we just put the total call OI, and in POI we just put total put OI, and in trend with the difference with put OI and call OI, and I just return the data. This data I have created and we just return this variable. Now if we call this function, if we call import data, then we will get a variable, that is data, which consisting of time and call OI, put OI and trend. So 4 things we will get with the calling of this function. So now in this second part of this code, here this is just a decoration of how we will get the output. That's all. There is nothing in this code. So the main part of rest code is just 2 or 3 lines here. While true, that means every time it is true. While true means the infinite for loop. So while true, the data is equal to import data. That is we just call import data function. Look at here, the import data function. We just call this import data function here, and we store the outcome of this import data into the data variable. So data variable consisting of 4 element, that is time, COI, POI and trend. So here I just print time, COI, POI and trend with time delay 5 seconds. So I will recommend you, don't take 5 seconds to understand the trend, at least take 1 minute, or better to take 3 minutes or 5 minutes, then we will get a perfect trend, and you can take the entry or exit or whatever your strategy, it will work so nicely and you will understand the trend. Now in this way you can track Nifty and Bank Nifty with just 39 line of code from your Android device. You can understand the trend of Nifty and Bank Nifty. For Bank Nifty you just have to change the URL here. You have to write Bank Nifty instead of Nifty, then you will get the result of I mean the trend of Bank Nifty also. So in this way you can track from your Android device, and you can run a Python code, and you can extend this code with some level, and you can add some moving average of on the variable trend or RSI of the trend. Then you can better understand the trend actually in which direction Nifty or Bank Nifty is moving, and try to move. So you can take the better entry and better exit, and hope you understand my point. So that's all for today. Now if you like my idea or if you like my video, then please be with me and please subscribe my channel, and thank you and thanks for watching me.